I feel like bullying is more like a way to put someone down. So whether it be going on the internet and making a status about someone, or going up to them and knocking their books out of their hands, or punching them in the face, or saying something mean about them behind their back just to get a rise out of like make you feel better about yourself. I think it's people who are really insecure about who they are. So in order to do it, they just find someone else who has done nothing wrong to target them out and hurt them.
It's such a broad subject too, because there's so many forms of bullying now, and like you just named off a ton of them, and it happens sometimes people don't even realize that they're doing it. Like you don't know when you say something bad about someone what's happening. It's kind of like you said way earlier, like put yourself in someone else's shoes. A lot of people don't do that, so they never know what they're saying is hurtful.
And also social media is a big part of that, because of cyberbullying. They're doing it behind a screen. They don't think anybody's going to find out, but then that person just feels awful about themselves.
It shouldn't even be happening, because you don't know what's going on in that person's life. They could be having a lot of issues at home and you're just making it worse. They could be getting bullied at home by their parents and then coming home to school being bullied by you, and they don't get a break from it.
I'm constantly having conversations with grandparents, family members that are just in awe about how social media is nowadays. I mean, some kids can't even get out of bed and go to school because of stuff they see on the internet. My family, and well, my grandma specifically, is shocked that there have been so many suicides from kids being mean to other kids on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram. I mean, there's just people just push and push and push and have no filter. They don't care what they say. They don't care how people feel. And then you come to school and you find out that you were so cruel to somebody that they ended up taking their life. I mean, that never happened in past generations. Nobody had people have the power over some people, and you don't think that someone else has the power over you, but when someone can get a hold of your emotions and your feelings and just wrench on them, I mean, that can cause a huge impact on your life.
I think being bullied is a big issue. I mean, you're hurting someone's life, and you really shouldn't do that just because you feel bad about yourself. I think being who you are and accepting who you are is better than letting someone get to you. I mean, I got bullied really badly when I was in high school, and even when I was younger, and that's put me on a huge road of like personal issues. I'm like insecure about myself because of what people said about me. I'm depressed all the time because of what people said. I can't be who I normally want to be because of what they've said, because I'm afraid that that's going to happen again. So now I'm living in this fear and this depression and anxiety because of what 3 people wanted to say to me, and that is ruining my life pretty much. They ruin people's lives and they don't realize it.
It changes you forever.
It's
like
terrible.
I know I was bullied in middle school and I still think about it. And it was so bad that I didn't want to go to school. And it was so hard because I would go into the lunchroom and have to hear all these girls tormenting me. And it was so hard after I overcame it. And my parents found out about it and they took control of it, which it didn't help the situation. It actually made it worse. But I mean, it helped me grow as a person. But at the same time, I still think about those things that they made fun of me for. I'll never feel good about those parts of myself, and it's hard to overcome it. And to see those people now, they never said sorry. They never realized what they did was wrong, and it's just why would you do that to me and so many other people and make me feel that way and not feel bad for any of it?
I don't think people realize that if you bully someone by verbally bullying them instead of physically, the physical stuff isn't going to be as bad, but the verbal is what sticks to you. That's going to that's going to hurt you forever, because those words are more stronger than the actual punch that you did to the face. Go ahead, punch me in the face, give me a black eye, that's going to hurt for about a week. But what you just said hurts me more, and it's still affecting me to this day.
And it's bullying has gotten a lot more subtle. People can get bullied by their friends, and their friends don't even notice it. And it makes it harder to sort of combat it or stand up to it, because your friends can make subtle digs at you all the time, and you can't really say anything about it because what they're saying isn't that bad, or it's not like they're really
Yeah.
bullying you or really insulting you, but when it happens every day and it's really, like, it makes it worse, really. Like, because not only do I feel like crap all the time, I can't say anything about it, I can't do anything about it because these people are my friends and they're not meaning to do it. but-
Right, all the subtleties add up after a while, and
Yeah.
it just kind
You
of
feel the
impacts
same
one
way
after the other. Right,
And it hurts just as much, but you can't do anything about it.
exactly. I have friends that say, "Oh, well, we did this and this," and I'm like, "We weren't friends after that because of what you did to me." They're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I did that." I'm like,
I think, honestly, that it actually helps you throughout your life because people are always going to be there to try to pull you down, and you know what that feels like, and you just bring that confidence up and you say, oh, I'm not going to let them pull me down. I know what it felt like, and you just develop a tougher skin.
Right.
So a lot of those things don't bother you anymore.
People they don't know when to stop. It just goes and goes and goes, and it doesn't matter if you're a teenager, an adult. It just doesn't matter. Some people just don't care what they say or what they do.
And people don't realize that anyone can be bullied. Parents can be bullied to their kids by hitting them or saying like you're fat, you need to go on a diet. Like maybe that kid struggles with their weight and gets bullied at school and then comes home to their parents, you need to go on a diet. You're not getting dinner tonight because you're too fat.
I think being bullied, you have to, as hard as it is, you have to step up or not. And I'm not saying stand up to the bully or anything like that. I mean, you have to kind of break out of your shell a little bit and talk to somebody and try to put a stop to it.
Right.
It amazes me that now that I'm graduated and I kind of feel like an adult, when you're an adult, people talk about you getting stressed out, you reaching your breaking point, you just feeling like you can't do anything good. But adults never look at teenagers and say, well, wow, he reached his breaking point, he just couldn't take it anymore and he just snapped. Nobody ever looks at it like that.
Yeah.
They always see it as, well, violence isn't the answer. Why would he do that when he just got called a name, It's not, kids, like she said, she didn't want to go to school. Kids, you can reach your breaking point. You don't have to be an adult. You don't, you can reach your breaking point and just not want to keep going further. And that's because you're being treated wrongly. It's not because of you. It's not, sometimes you have to push somebody to get your point across.
I feel like teens are under a lot of stress, more than they should be. We're young, we're supposed to be enjoying our time of being a young kid. We're not supposed to be feeling like overworked and stressed and reaching our breaking point. I've reached my breaking point several times because I've been so stressed out. And everyone seems to think, oh no, you're fine. You're fine. No,
You're not stressed.
You're not. No, that's not.
Right.
You're too young. No. But at the same time, yeah, we have our social media. We have college and tons of stuff just piling on, and then adding like people picking on you is just piling it on. Like the more piles on, the more you snap and you lose it.
And it's
Right.
like people are like, oh, you're just a kid, so the problems that you're facing aren't a big deal. Like, wait till you're an adult. But at the same time, it is a big deal, to me
Yeah.
at least,
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, that shapes who you are for the
Yeah.
rest of your life. If one instance when you're in 8th grade is affecting you when you're 20,